Greetings, friends. Greetings to all of you from Mountain View, California, unceded Ohlone land. Hope you are well wherever you are in the world. And I'm delighted to be joining you together, joining each other to practice this morning or in this moment in time. So today we're going to continue our exploration of compassion cultivation as it is done in expanding concentric circles. We start with ourselves. Next category we extend to is the benefactor, dear friend, and then the neutral person, very important category that we worked with yesterday. And now today we've come to a pivotal category, one I've been looking forward to actually, which is the person we have challenges with. The person we have challenges with. And I like to use the long version instead of saying a challenging person, because they're not, from their vantage point, they're not challenging. They're just doing the best they can. And maybe they think we're challenging, but the person we're having challenges with. So at this moment in time. So the neutral person we worked with yesterday is really the stepping stone to expanding our heart, to bringing ease to our heart with respect to someone we're having challenges with. So let's just practice together, and I'll give some invitations for us to explore. And again, this is for the benefit of the peace of our heart. It's not necessarily for them. It's really for us to have peace and ease and expansion of our compassion. So let's practice together. So arriving in our seat, arriving in our bodies, arriving in this moment in time. Feeling our feet on the earth, our legs, our sit bones, our hands. Feeling our entire body seated and receiving the breath. And connecting, allowing awareness, inviting awareness to connect with the entirety of the breath. In breath, pause, out breath. In the body, receiving the breath in the body. And as we sit and feel breathed, letting there be a sense of goodwill for ourselves. sense of appreciation for showing up. We're showing up in this moment as best as we're able to. A sense of goodwill for ourselves. The appreciation that we are doing the best we can, especially with respect to our challenges, our difficulties. And And with the same gesture of a mother holding a child, a newborn, lovingly, letting ourselves with our tenderness be held with kindness. And now inviting the neutral person we were practicing with yesterday. If you were not practicing yesterday, no problem. Invite someone you don't know so well, appreciating their common humanity, just like me, just like me. They have joys and sorrows. And sitting with them in your heart space with goodwill, with friendliness. You might notice that they're no longer neutral. You've developed a sense of affection, warmth, kinship with them. Maybe. Notice if that is present or not yet, which is perfectly fine. These categories are so transient. Now inviting someone you're having some challenge with. Maybe not the number one person on your list, the most challenging, the person you're having the most challenges with. But somewhere somewhere lower. Bring this person to your mind, to your heart. And if you need to keep them a little further away, that's okay too. Conjure them up, seeing them as clearly as you can, while staying embodied, staying in your seat of stability. If it's possible to see them as clearly as possible. And see that just like you, this person suffers. Just like you. They suffer. They suffer a lot. Just like you, they're the object of affection of other people, other beings. They are dear. They have been dear. They are very dear. They are loved. Appreciated. They are a good friend to someone. They are a good friend to someone. Maybe they're really kind, generous, loyal, caring, supportive to someone. Just like me, they have hopes and aspirations. They have values. Just like me, they don't want to suffer. Just want to be happy. They don't want to suffer. They want to be free from sorrow and pain. And we're not condoning any harm they have caused you, but we're letting go of that story right now and just feeling into the common humanity, not condoning the harm, but tuning into the common humanity. Separating the behavior from the person. Our hearts, our minds can do that. We are capable to see the humanity. And hold this person with goodwill, just because they're a human being just like me and they suffer just like me. Wishing them well as much as available, as much as possible. And again, if in your heart and your mind they need to be far away in distance on an island for you to feel safe enough to wish them well, that's okay. or they might be able to be closer, really seeing, feeling the common humanity. Just like me, they suffer. Just like me, just as I wish to be, free from sorrow. May this person be free from sorrow. Just as I want to have ease and peace as I meet my challenges, difficulties in my life. I wish them ease and peace as they meet their challenges. Find your own way with the phrases, with seeing common humanity. Trust that it's possible. Trust that you can. Whatever amount available in this moment. I wish you well. And also, it might be helpful to see the two of you, you and the person you're having challenges with, in this entanglement, and the way you're entangled or have been entangled through all these causes and conditions that brought you together, and you got entangled in this way. And wishing both of you well, wishing both of you well and ease with this entanglement that happened or is happening. I wish both of us ease, peace, freedom from sorrow and suffering. As we have been entangled, challenged, I wish well. I hold with goodwill, with understanding, with ease, with friendliness, both of us in this entanglement. Offering ease to my heart. It's okay. It's okay. May both of us be free. May both of us have ease in the midst of challenge. I wish both of us well. And maybe your heart feels ready to release and wish well. Release maybe just a little bit. Release this entanglement and wish well for both of you. Coming back to our seats, to the breath, to the body, as we turn to close this period of sitting together. And appreciating that we've showed up and we've done our best, as best as we're able to in this moment in time with this practice, giving our heart as much as possible, cultivating goodwill, compassion, knowing that there are seeds of goodness planted that will ripen in their own time, not our time, their own time. And without attachment to outcome, right here and now. Sharing this co-created goodness, offering it to all beings everywhere. May my practice be of service, not just to myself and those whose lives I touch directly, but all beings everywhere. May all beings be free. May all beings be happy, including myself. You all, thank you for your practice. And as we transition the recordings and our session from the meditation to a Dharmette, you are invited, if you want to put one word as to what's coming up after this meditation for you, you're invited to put it in chat. Greetings, everyone. And just as we ended our meditation, I ask you to put maybe one word as to what's coming up in your heart right now. And I'll just offer a few things that you have offered. So many things in the space. Beautiful offerings, release, gratitude, love, perspective, confusion, generosity, entanglement, a lot of it. Some sadness, holding lightly, gratitude for the teachings, kindness, softness of heart, humanity, being present, transformation, easing of difficulty, loosening, rumbling heart, understanding, grief. So, yeah, loosening up. Thank you all. Thank you for offering, what's arising and bringing into the space. So today we are continuing with the theme of with the expansion of the cultivation, compassion cultivation. As I've mentioned, I'll review. It happens, it's done systematically in concentric circles, starting with ourselves, then our benefactor expanding some more, dear friend expanding some more, neutral person expanding some more, and then the person we have challenges with. And this part is so rich. This part is so rich. This this expansion of the heart for those we have challenges with. As I said before the meditation, I like to not use, in fact, in the West, we don't use the traditional label for this category. The traditional label for this category is the enemy, but in the West, we don't say enemy. We say, often teachers say, the challenging person or difficult person. And I don't like to say challenging or difficult person, because if we label that person in our minds as challenging, or that's my difficult person, like, oh, that they're difficult for, ooh, ouch, already we're labeling them. We're already, our mind, our perception, our perspective is already deciding that, yeah, they are difficult. I'm the one doing my best. They're difficult. And that there's no such a thing. We are entangled with one another. In fact, they might think that we're the difficult or challenging person from their perspective. So calling them with this label of this mouthful of the person we are having challenges with right now, can add right now, because maybe in the past we didn't have challenges with them. Maybe in the future we would not have challenges. But right now we happen to be entangled. We happen to be entangled. And they happen to be entangled with us. So compassion for the person we're having challenges with. Just even saying that, oh, that to me in my heart, there's some release right there. It doesn't make it fixed. There's no fixedness that, oh yeah, they're the challenging person. They're never going to change. I'm never going to change. But oh, for right now, we're entangled. It's a fluid thing. It's impermanent. It brings the acknowledgement of the grace of impermanence. It brings that acknowledgement in there. That right now, just something has happened or is happening, that this entanglement, because of all the causes and conditions, many of them beyond our control, this entanglement is happening. So it's very important as we cultivate, and it's very important as we cultivate the compassion and open our hearts little by little, as much as available, to release entanglement and wish well for the person we're having challenges with. It doesn't mean that we let go of the harm that has been done. It doesn't mean this kind of compassion. Some people don't dip their toes because they're afraid that they're going to become they become weak, they become more vulnerable to future abuse. No, it doesn't work that way. So hear me out. One is that we don't condone the actions. We separate the actions, the behavior, from the humanity of the individual. And we might still hold them accountable, of course, for their actions, and maybe even keep some distance between us and them. As I think Sylvia Boorstein says, we may throw people out of our lives, but we don't throw them out of our hearts. So you may decide, okay, this person, it's just not appropriate for us to have contact, and it's just too hurtful, and it's wiser not to be in my life. But you don't throw them out of your heart. You wish them well. So separating the behavior from the humanity of the person. And if the circumstances are such that you continue to be engaged with the person, again, you engage from a place of common humanity, kindness, goodwill. They're doing their best. Maybe they're screwing up. Maybe you're screwing up. It's an entanglement together. And kindness for both of you, goodwill for both of you, and not condoning the actions. Again, separating the actions from the common humanity of the person. And in fact, it takes a lot of courage and strength to have this kind of compassion and this kind of kindness for the people we have had entanglements with. It takes great courage and strength, and it also gives us a sense of uprightness. And compassion, there are nuances to compassion. Compassion isn't just soft and tender. Compassion can also be fierce. Fierce compassion is another way that it shows up. Again, it shows up with a lot of care, but with a lot of wisdom of what is appropriate. And when we have compassion 360 degrees, including ourselves and other people, say if this is someone with whom we've been in, say, abusive relationship, when we have complete compassion for ourselves and them, there is this sense of fierceness, compassion that comes in our hearts, like, okay, I care for you, I love you, and for the sake of myself and you, I'm not going to allow you to hurt me again anymore. So there is a sense of fierceness out of it, and it's not out of hatred. It's not out of hatred for the other person, but it's out of love for ourselves and for them. Like, this is not appropriate. So love and wisdom really come in to create the sense of appropriateness. And in the West, we tend to call it boundaries, but I don't like the word boundaries, because boundaries is already creating separation. Like, oh, you over there, you're separate, but we see the common humanity. But wisdom creates this, I don't know, this sense of, this strength, this sense of uprightness, this sense of fierce compassion for ourselves and for them, to allow kindness, compassion to flow, and not enabling, say, abuse, etc. So this is a very, very important distinction to make. So yesterday, I promised to say a little bit about to say more about the enemies of the near enemy and the far enemy of compassion. So we've already discussed in the past few days that the two of the near enemies, or the masqueraders, things that masquerade as compassion, but they're not compassion. One of them being empathic distress, or grief, a sense of grief. You're falling into the waves with the person instead of having the stability to have kindness for them. And that's a really important one. We discussed that. You can go back and listen to number 2, to day 2. And we also discussed pity yesterday, which is another masquerader, which is a less than, oh, it never happened to me. So compassion from this high place of, oh yeah, I'm up here, and oh, poor you. And pity is not compassion. Now, today I want to bring in what's called the far enemy, which is another word for saying the opposite of compassion. And the opposite of compassion is cruelty, So cruelty is easily recognizable. It's not a masquerader, but say it can arise. And when, for example, you're trying to cultivate, say, compassion for a person you're having challenges with, and if you bring to mind, you bring to heart their common humanity, you bring to mind the way they suffer, and instead of your heart extending in kindness, oh, you too, like me. Oh, you too, like me. It's like, oh, feeling happy for their suffering. Ouch. That is cruelty. That is the definition of cruelty, taking joy and delight in other person's suffering. So if that arises, please recognize it, and then turn, and then instead of turning towards yourself with self-judgment, like, oh, how can I have cruelty? This is terrible. Like, okay, pause. Bring in kindness and wisdom to yourself. Okay, sweetheart, what's going on here? You must be really, really hurt to be resorting to cruelty, sweetheart. This is not good for you. This is not good for your own heart development, your own karma, the way you feel, the way you think, the way you show up in the world. So bring kindness, understanding, acceptance, instead of pushing it away and trying to make it into an exile, but accept and understand it. And that's step number 1. Step number 2 is consider the deterrence, the heavy weight, the karmic weight, the negative aspects of cruelty. It's in fact, it's almost like cruelty and the other negative emotions externally, like anger, for example. It's in there's a simile that it's likened to you wearing the skin of a dead dead snake, which is kind of repulsive and ugly, right? It's like, ew, it's not very inviting. So you can use similar, you can use some similar similes and feelings like, yeah, actually cruelty is quite unattractive, the unattractiveness in the qualities of the heart. So these are some ways to perhaps, if the far enemy, if the opposite of compassion arises, if you're doing this practice, you can support yourself. So a lot more on this topic, but we have one more day to practice together. And I want to invite you, if you will, for the rest of the day, if it's helpful, to consider you and the person you've been entangled with, if it comes up, to wish both of you well, wish both of you in this entanglement, wish both of you, and see if there can be some release, some letting go. Yes. Yeah, somebody also put in Schadenfreude. Yeah, Schadenfreude is this great German word, taking joy in the pain and the sadness of others. That's another far enemy here. It's with cruelty. So thank you all for your engagement. And I see there's a question about boundaries. Yeah, maybe I'll just take a moment to clarify that. So for me, it's a sense of boundaries that we use is such a sense of separation of our humanity, but there's a way that we can have this uprightness, but with kindness for ourselves, kindness for others. Maybe I'll say more about that tomorrow. The time has run out. So thank you all. May you be well. May you practice well, with kindness, with compassion. If there are any entanglements, for the rest of the day, and looking forward to practicing with you tomorrow. Be well.